All right, so I just left the meeting. Big shout out to Euban Kim. I told you I was going to come back and say his name correctly. The guys over at Deep Invent. Really excited for Founderthon. I'm going to put a logo on the screen, hopefully, if I edit this. But essentially, they're doing a hackathon that allows you to formulate and create your business from scratch. So you come with a business use case, they help you set up, file, create all the documentation that you need legally in one place in a weekend, from patent filing, if that's what you need to do, to all the documentation. I would imagine like LLC creation, all the things, just really deep, even into business docs like your business plan, etc. You'll have it all from this one weekend. So I'm excited to be a part of it. It's going to funnel directly into organized AI. So you start with a business use case. Look at that, that's crazy. You start with a business use case, and then you end with the skeleton of your business. All that you have to do then is go into organized AI and vibe code, build out your app or your software, your thing, your SaaS. And then the cool thing about the Founderthon is you're going to be vetted by real people who have already built successful companies. Draco's involved, Marcus is involved. These are guys who have had multiple businesses and success, real deal entrepreneurs. So they're going to be able to connect you with capital. So founders, VCs, angel investors. Draco himself is an angel investor. So there's like opportunities for you to get an advisor out of it and feedback on your business use case and idea in real time, as well as obviously what I just said, the documentation to make it real. So all those things combined makes for a really interesting use. I love those Range Rovers, that type. And he calls it the Doomsday Range Rover, but it's dope. I don't know, man. This path is crazy. I'm really excited to kind of show you guys this version. Even though BHT was my first business that really put me on the map and got me paid, this one feels like it's even easier to actually show the steps and what it looks like to go from complete beginner, novice, to semi-pro to pro. Y'all are gonna see the entire ascension, and it feels crazy to call my shot like that, but I know what it feels like now. I know what it feels like to actually win, and what it takes is timing, luck, community. Community is something I never had with BHT. It was always kind of like a solo thing, but like having all these pieces connected together, it puts me in a spot to where it's very hard for other people to mimic what I've got going on. And it's not because I'm special. It's because I'm in the right place, right time, with the right skill set and the right community. Like geographically is the advantage on top of the use case and my position in the AI community. So here I am, helping business people learn how to code, helping coders, the vibe coders and those types dumb it down so that they can talk to business people, and then connecting somewhere in the middle where there's plenty of margin. And it's cool. It's cool that I can see a future of me making money just from doing this. And that's wild, because for the longest I thought consulting or just SaaS in general were the only ways that I was going to be able to hit like those magic numbers that I've spoken about so long. The 50K, obviously the 100K is really where I want to land, but I've already hit 20K several times consecutively. I kind of treat it like this: if you can't do it consistently for a long time, for like a year, then it ain't really worth talking about, man, because what it takes to get lucky is way different than what it takes to sustain a win for a while, and what it takes to have your business succeed for a year is way different than what it takes for 5, for 10 versus 20 or 100. And so these are all different levels that you have to respect and understand that they're all different, because the moment you stop respecting and understanding the difference is the moment that you've lost, man. Anyways, so I'm walking over to the office now. I'll record some more once I get there. It's kind of hot, bro. I'm tired and shit. But yeah, one thing I will say is this AI community versus the internet marketing community, for me, just for me, my experience is it's been a lot easier to get things done. Like, I got a lot of homies in internet marketing, and I appreciate them, and they've thrown me lobs on client work and stuff, so I'm not going to say that's not the case. But like, the abundance of opportunities that are coming from the AI community is just on a whole separate level, bro. It's like, I turn around once and I have people putting stuff in my lap, man. And I'm so thankful for that, because one of the things that kept me from really pushing far with BHT was running out of clients, bro. It's just like, at some point it felt like people just did not care, and they did not want to pay for first party data or consent management, like cookie related stuff, like just making sure that they could track and understand who's visiting the site and why, and the whole bit. So that was annoying for the longest, but now it's like, man, maybe it was just meant to be. Maybe I was meant to go deeper down this AI rabbit hole anyways, because BHT, the consulting piece, was meant to funnel into the software piece anyways. And so this AI stuff just kind of got me there faster, is really what it ended up being. Anyways, I'm rambling at this point. Here's the old Juan Pelota. I built BHT in here, straight up. I went super hard in this same building. It used to be Mellow Johnny's bike shop and Juan Pelota coffee shop. They didn't really like me, but not everybody's going to like you, bro. But shout out to Juan Pelota and the people working there. They always showed me love, and they played good music. They always played good music in there. Anyways, all right, bye. I'll see you in a little bit. So this is me using Cloud Desktop to plan out my starter stacks project. So the GitHub repo that I'll be sharing at my event on August 6th. I'm building out the framework for it right now. Since I'm recording this after the fact, I will go ahead and say that how I planned it and how it landed, it's going to take me 3 days to write, test, and deploy to production. So based on that session framework that I spoke about in the previous video, where Claude Code has basically 5-hour blocks. If I use those sessions effectively, I can get done with everything that I'm doing, using 2 of those sessions to just code every day. And that just means a domino tip over. So basically I set this up so that I could run one command in plan mode, and that command is going to kick off the agent that will then go into Claude.md and run the entire play. So I've got like, I want to say 40 different markdown files in different sections for different parts of the code base. And me prompting once will kick off the entire first phase of like, I want to say 4 different phases that I have for this project. So it's pretty dope. It's all about intelligent design and being able to make it happen. So this one even has a front-end component. I keep hearing rumors that Claude stepped up their game when it comes to front-end dev things. And so this one's got a user story that exists. So I'm going to allow 10 different starter stacks, if you will. Some that are like Claude Code plus Windsurf, for example, Replit and Gum Loop, which is what me and Jake are going to be covering. And then there's stuff like, I'm trying to remember, Streamlit and let's say it was Next.js, and other combinations, Lovable and Supabase, stuff like that. It just keeps going. Data Button and something else. Anyways, I'll link the actual repo eventually here so you guys can see. But the cool thing about it is I validated each of the loadouts, if you will. So it's kind of like Call of Duty with the different loadouts. That's the idea here, is can I offer a tech stack to a brand new vibe coder based on their project. So you tell me the project that you're going to build. This tool validates it and tells you what tech stack to use and how long it's going to take, and helps you plan the actual build intelligently. So it's pretty dope. I'm excited to share this and show people a working version of it at the event, and then going through my planning process so that they can replicate it. But the cool thing is the working version at the event is the validator tool. So they'll be able to take their idea, throw it in, and then get an answer back. And how this really ties together is the Founderthon basically allows you to validate your business idea, and then you come to my event and you create the code to power whatever tool or software that you're building within the business that you selected. And so this one's even got like prompt sequence. It shows the different phases, the different prompts. These all get kicked off by sub-agents, by the way. It's pretty sick. This is showing some time estimates. And one thing that I did today is I switched all the time estimates over to token and session estimates. So I don't know why all these tools do this, but they make it sound like you have to develop over the course of days, weeks, or months, and it shows you kind of a path to production. But the honest truth is these tools are so fast at building is I don't think that that's accurate. I think a better understanding and estimate for your time is how many tokens am I going to end up using, and how many sessions should I plan out. And in my case, am I going to be using Opus or Sonnet, and can I intelligently switch models depending on which part of this code base I'm working on at any given time. So it's pretty dope stuff, and I'm excited to see it play out. These custom slash commands are pretty cool because basically I'm giving the agent itself the ability to create a workflow or another domino to tip over for a very specific need. as it arises in this code base. So what that really means is instead of assuming I know what to do with a custom slash command, I'm just telling the agent, hey, based on what you see that we're doing here and how everything's phased out, how are we going to do this? What do you suggest? And then there's the event again, the Startup Foundation event. So yeah, it's going to be fun. I just invited like 3 content people to it earlier today, my wife included, and then 2 others that hosted the event that you saw me speaking at that panel at Tom's house. So that's pretty dope. Or I shouldn't say Tom's house, the Cove. And then this is more showing some CLI tool integration. So I've got 2 different ways that you can use the validator. You can just use a web app, or you can use a CLI tool for it. So it's gonna be fun, man. Every time I'm typing on camera, I feel like I type super slow. It sucks. I think I get self-conscious about it, and then I start misspelling things, but it's the BMAD method is making its way into everything that I build nowadays. So I'm excited to build with that foundation as well. And yeah, man, the rest is pretty much gravy. I just got some more me building, understanding best practices, the sub-agents. I added all the sub-agent related documentation so that it could kind of learn on its own and tell me more about it without me making any assumptions. And I think that's one of the smartest things I've learned is learning how to get out of the way. Let the tool do the choosing. Let the tool do the architecting and the ingestion of the information, et cetera, because if I tell it what to do, it'll do exactly what I say. But if I say if I give the wrong context, or I assume that a tool works in a way that it doesn't, I kind of stifle the additional context that the LLM has. So one thing that I've learned is the breadth at which you can cover a subject or a topic is limited when you assume that you know exactly how it's going to be used within the code base or whatever. This was kind of cool. I kind of stumbled upon this transcribing YouTube video about billionaire mental models, and it had a button. You just click one button and it creates a mind map for you, except for it didn't go like super deep. But it was a 3-hour video I watched on the plane coming back home from Florida. And then I was like, dang, 3 clicks and I got the entire transcription of 3 hours? That's insane. And of course, I can take that and just drop that into Cloud Code for later use. So all these things kind of add up and turn into an advantage and an interesting use case for how I gain access to knowledge and use knowledge within these tools. So there you go. All right, peace.